That's where I came from the gutter. I trapped out the ass, never asking for nothing. I knew how to get it, I knew how to run. It was broke, then I learned how to get to the money. Won't settle for less, I could never be bummy. They thought I would make it.
What up, y'all?
Nice
here. We got another exciting video for y'all today. Something a little different. We had some shit going on, kinda not really. So we decided to, you know, come out and make a video today about where the fuck we came from. Cause you know, y'all ain't really heard of us. We say we come from a small town. Well, you can't come from that small of a town. What kind of bumfuck cousin fucking town they come from? Well, let me show you. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my uninhabited thoughts of what I didn't know what to do.
That's one way to put it.
Pretty much this video, you know, like I said, we came up from a small town. We're gaining, you know, notoriety with this music shit that we're doing. So we figured, you know what, let's show you kind of a tour of, you know, where we came from, what we're doing, how we got into this shit, and how we're gonna make it out, because we're still living here right now. So we're kind of already here at this first spot. We call this is Vetch Park. Nice little lake behind us. We had a bunch of little shit happen here. Had some good ass times, you know. We used to party over here. So back in the day when I used to skateboard, you can find videos on my old YouTube. I might put a link in there, we'll see. But we used to skate over here in this drainage ditch over here, and it was pretty fun. Little BMX ramp, we used to use that. My homie Kyler used to come out here and do a bunch. We'll have his Instagram right up here if you want to go check out his videos. He's up in California right now doing a bunch of big things with his BMX and shit, going professional. So shout out to him, Kyler Martin. All right, so yeah, we used to have a bunch of good times over here. You know, ollie off, doing ollie. Like, Martin's the only person that I've ever known to ollie over that. There might have been some other ones, but
I'll throw the footage because he's the only one with footage that I know of.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a funny ass story for y'all over. Okay, so on holidays, you see how all these cars are coming through here. Well, on holidays, you see how it says "Do not enter." Well, on the on holidays, on Christmas, like, so they actually put a roadblock on the top one, I think, right? Hey, what I was trying to say is they have the little roadblocks, and me and Kyler, we picked them up and we moved one. All right, okay, so here's where it gets hilarious. It's like 8 p.m. so where a school bus comes from, I don't fucking know, but it's full of kids, right? And they always have like Christmas, they got the partridge in a pear tree shit, like the 12 days of Christmas, like a bunch of lights going crazy and shit. Pretty fucking dope, right? Well, like I said, they blocked that one up. We moved the barricade and sat right over there behind the train tracks. You know, just sat there laughing, smoking our little doobies. Because there was a fucking bus full of kids, and it got stuck because there was a fucking rail block on the other side too, and we only moved one side. Well, it ended up being a pileup of like 13 cars behind this bus. And they were just stuck there for hours. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah, we got a bunch of good memories over here at this park. We used to just come down here, do scandalous shit. Used to smoke under the bridge and shit. Back in the day before, you know, we had all this big shit going on, you know. Frisbee golf, we had frisbee golf over here. We play frisbee golf. We got the dog park over there. Pretty cool spot. We got the baseball fields over there. Nothing really went on over there. You know, growing up, we found our little spots at the baseball field, you know, under the bleachers. Sometimes they'd leave the stadium thing unlocked and we could get in there and do our little scandalous shit. But yeah, there was a bunch of good times over here. Over there we had, I don't know if I should say that.
Yeah.
So my first quarter pounder with cheese. We actually, it was me and a couple of homies. And over there in those rocks, we hid it under there, but a couple days later, we go back and somehow like water got into the gallon bag and it just like soaked it and like bugs got in it and it was just like...
That breaks your heart.
Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna go off to the next spot. And we call it Baby Mama Dramaville. Because it's where all the baby mamas go when they're single and need to afford housing. And we got a couple stories up there, so we're gonna head that way and let you know when we get there.
Say that whoa, whoa, well I'm in this bitch ready. I pulled out a 40, he turned to spaghetti. My niggas a party, yo ass to confetti. I might just pull up to the party, they let me rob your ass if I wanna be petty. Foot to the gas, I ain't going for nothing. Blow out the sacks cause you know that I'm running. Glock on my hip so you know that I'm busting. Don't fuck around cause my niggas don't trust you. I come around and they feel like they lucky. I smoke a pound, I roll up and then smoking, not coming down. Cause I'm smoking, I'm potent, I'm in it now. When you already know when you been a clown. And I see this is showing, I'm in my town and my music is blowing. They asking how, write it down and then going. They say they won't roll, I like a band like it's magic. Oh no, now he's dead, now that's tragic. Don't panic, I bought me a 40 to sip on a chill with my nigga. You stress, you can't have it. My niggas some savage. Feel like a king, I'm a boss, I just know. Cause I seen they been napping. I feel like a legend, a king or something else crazy. My nigga just call me the crack and it's fucking fantastic. Making my money for music and grinding and constantly trapping. I seen that shit happen. Shooting to kill over money and
man, like I said, this cold. Well, it's in the same area. That over there, you'll take a look over there. That right there, that's Baby Mamaville over there. This is kind of like a sub-attachment, so I still call Baby Mamaville, but I think it's got a different name. But I actually used to live here in these apartments, and till some shit went down. Unfortunately, I got into some shit. A shooting happened, and that all happened at these apartment complexes. And so that's pretty much the story of this place. Pretty cool. I did a bunch of crazy stuff over here. Seen a bunch of crazy stuff over here back in the day. Used to trap out the ass back in the day before prison. Back when I was a scandalous nigga. Doing all that shit back in these mean streets, you know. I used to live over here on the corner with my ex. Fuck that bitch. She don't deserve none of my time. When nobody other time, I hope she crashed head first into a bus full of retarded children. But no, I used to stay over here. Actually, there used to be a playground right over here, and that shit used to be dope as fuck too. I grew up on this playground. I remember actually when my mommy and daddy got into it for a little bit. I used to live on this in some of these houses too. Like I said, this is Baby Mamaville. This is where all the baby mamas go when they got baby daddy issues. Like, but it's also cheap housing. That's why too. It's like income-based housing. So. That's why they all live here. It's pretty cheap. I think they're changing it up though. They're all kind of moving. But we used to run up and down here too. Man, I don't even want to say everything that goes on down here, but there's some shit that goes on down here. Like this spot is where the police up and down. People be trapping over here because, like I said, it's low income housing, baby mama issues. And even though if it's not baby mama issues, you know, they're living together, cheap income housing, they're trapping type shit, you know. But like, I mean, we did our fair share of shit over there too. And any place that's like public housing, I guess, like, we got a lot of those over here. We do want to show you another spot later down there, and that's what we call the hood of the hood. Cause like our whole town, it's like, we go to like big cities. Like I've been to the city, I've been to the motherland, when you compare those type of hoods to this type of hood, like the normal houses in the hood look like the nice houses here, bro. So like, it's kind of the comparison. Like exactly my wife, when she came down, I was telling her the same thing. Like, yo, these are not hood houses. Like this looks exactly like the house I live in right now, and it's a pretty fucking nice house. There's no way that's a house in the hood. Like, so we'll show you what our definition of hood is, and you're gonna be like, yeah, like, no. So, cause it's totally different. Like these are like, I don't know, this is kind of like, but there's a bunch of shit that goes on here, but these are still pretty nice houses. Like I don't even, the only reason it's considered the hood is because of shit that goes on here. My homeboys actually used to live in that one over there. We used to get in some shit in there. That shed right there, it looks like they redid all the doors and shit. But you can see all that oil in there. That's from their fucking top. This actually used to be the window to my homie's bedroom over here, right here. And I jumped out that window a couple times when the police showed up over at the front porch. We can walk back this way, back to the whip. Yeah, I jumped out that window a couple times, and it was actually, I have a not recent, 2 years ago before prison recent, while I was on the run with my warrant still. It was like literally a month before I went to prison. I had a warrant, I was staying there, and there was actually 3 or 4 other people with warrants staying there too, so it was funny as hell. They weren't actually even there for me. Well, actually, me and somebody got into a fight. while we were there. We ended up getting loud outside and shit, and somebody ended up calling the police. They showed up. I jumped out that back window. Somebody else had a warrant there. Because the dude I got into a fight with, he had one too. So he jumped out the side window too. And then somebody else had a warrant. He just hid, and he was cool. I don't know how the fuck he got away. Because I told him, I said, bro, because he was freaking out like, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? And I'm over here like, I'm like, bro, take off the fucking window. Like, shit, and he's like, I don't know why the fuck you didn't take out the window. I took off the window. I said, get the fuck out of my way. And I jumped the fuck out. I didn't look back. I didn't see if he was following me. In my head, I was like, you follow me or you don't? Like, I didn't see it. But when I did look back, I didn't see him nowhere. So I was like, damn, that motherfucker got hit. Like, nah, he was cool. I don't know how he got away, but he didn't jump out the window. But me and the other dude did him. And it was funny because we jumped out 2 separate windows we got done fighting and then jumped out 2 separate windows on the opposite end of the house. Like, me and him were still friends. We're still friends to this day. It's just, I had to beat him up a couple times before. That's not the first time it does happen, but like, me and him have gotten into a lot of little tussles. But at the end of the day, you know, we're always each other's homies. Like, it's never nothing personal. That shit was just a misunderstanding. Literally the next day, we was like, hey bro, I'm bored, you wanna kick it? Like, so this next spot, we call it Little Mexico, that's what it's called. But this is like the hood of the hood that we were talking about. Like, our whole town's kind of like the hood, but this is the hood within the hood.
All these little niggas know to do is smack talk. All my niggas know to do is get that back talk. Get clapped if you wanna back talk. Smacked off, cracked off if you rat talk. All these little niggas know to do is smack talk. All my niggas know to do is get that back talk. Get clapped if you wanna back talk. Smacked off, cracked off if you rat talk. All these niggas do is smack talk. Don't wanna hear about it. Swear to God I let the smack talk. Swear I fuck your bitch if I want it, cause I'm that raw. Get her pussy dripping, then I eat it like it's mac sauce. On stage, now you see me getting lit. I'm a certified gangster. I've been crippin' since a jit, but it ain't about the trippin'. I'm just trying to get this bread. While you always trying to talk so full of bullet in your head. I ain't never told a lie, yeah, it's on me. Still fresh to the depth, that's on OG. Oh yes, I'm the best, that's on 03. Some breasts I caress, need some more please. I'm out living life like a
Alright, we're on the edge of the jungle. Here, we go deeper into the hood. So right here, we're at this little park. That's our local corner store, little Casey's, and we got our loves. You know, everybody goes over here for their own reasons. I'm not gonna get into detail because that's how people get arrested. But yeah, this is famous. This is on kind of the edge of the Little Mexico area we were talking about. This is like the very outside of it. Farther this way we go, and kind of like farther that way at an angle. You'll see. But yeah, this is where we started out. So they call this the Santa Fe Trail Park. Nothing really goes on at this park. It's just here to look good, but it don't even really look good if you look at that water. Like, it's like green food coloring and shit. They got a lottery ticket over there, like in the water. So it's not really taken care of. You can tell the edge of the hood. They got that's a ghetto ass liquor store. All right, so this is the first stop here in Little Mexico, here in what we like to call the hood. It's our little park we got here, little Heiser Park. Bunch of shit goes down here, especially at night. You don't want to be here at night. A lot of crazy shit goes down here at night, especially shot over here. I mean, you can see we got the train, a little park, all the local kids and shit. But I actually have a story about a house over there. I don't really hang around this area too much because, I mean, like this park area, because I had a lot of people that I didn't get along with that lived close to this park type shit. So, like especially over there with the story in this house, I ended up getting robbed one time. Well, we're cool over here now, but I still don't like being over here. Shit still happens over here. If you're anybody, you're a victim at nighttime, so it don't matter who you are. So I stay away from here at night. I'm not really in that shit anymore anyway, but mean, a lot of shit happens here.
It's nice when the lights are on.
It's got like that bad juju about it, like where you like, you know, you got to have nice memory and nostalgic. Like, you know, it's nice to think about it, but actually being over here, like, it's crazy. And that's kind of like a couple other places we're gonna show you, like the 4-H trails under the bridge. We're gonna get to that here in a second, but. All right, y'all, so this is pretty much where we enter. We drive farther down the road, and it's just like, I mean, you can just see the poverty line, the poverty rate just like drop, right?
Up here, so this little, on the corner, that trailer right there actually is a store. So if you go inside it, they sell blankets, popsicles, sodas, like all that shit.
You know,
they got the sign too, look, they got the neon sign. And then right there, a bunch of fucking tweakers live, and there's a bicycle graveyard. They ain't got no power. They haven't had power for years. Like, go to the soup kitchen type shit, and I've been in there.
So that trailer that you actually said was a store, the first party, before it became a store, the first party I ever went to was in that trailer, and a dude lived there, and he blew his foot off with a firework.
Oh, shit.
Like, he literally has no foot. He blew it off with a firework, and now he's in a wheelchair type shit. Like, yeah. And and he don't live there no more, but he used to. Listen. Oh, that motherfucker was a snitch. Okay. So that right there, those people that you just seen, that was a dope deal. Yeah. He just walked, yeah, right in the middle of the street. Trailer houses that are half a trailer. You know, that, I mean, you got big ass 2-story houses that y'all call the hood up there in the cities, and it's like, bruh, we don't have 2-story houses in our hood, bro. Ours are fucking trailers on wheels. Like, shit. And it's crazy because usually trailers on wheels, that's white rednecks, not here.
Yeah.
Mexicans and blacks here. But yeah, look, that's a main road just right over there. Like, that's 10th Street, the one we drove on to get here, that with all the food and all the gas stations, that road's just right across that lot. You know, so it looks like it's way out there, but it's really not. It's still in town. Me and my homies kicked it here, partied here. I had a lot of crazy shit happen here, but like as far as dirt goes and like beef and shit like that, I was cool over here. It was mainly Baby Mamaville over there where I was beefing at. Or like, except for that one spot over by Heiser, but even in Baby Mamaville, I was good over there too, for real. I'm good everywhere, I guess. There's just certain people. All right, so now we call this the bridge. You know, it's the bridge. This is a little spot we used to come back here down underneath the bridge. We'll go up over here. We'll show you underneath. There's, you know, some water, some lake. We used to swim down there. We used to come down here, smoke weed, drink, have little parties and shit. You know, it's a little bit out the way of the hood. You come out the hood, it's like heading out of town, kind of. You know, it's like kind of on the edge, like how that park was. It's kind of the same. You know, it's on the edge, not too far. You know, if you take a right down that street right there, right at the end of the bridge, you'll be in the hood. So we're on the edge, but we're not quite out, you know, quite in it yet. So right here, we'll go over this bridge. That's how we usually do. Actually, something that I remember now. All right, so y'all, when we get up over this hill, you're gonna see there's a shit ton of rocks. So a funny story about this is this used to be all the way fenced off, and we used to have to like sneak in here. The police used to come here all the time and be like, yo, you can't be here, kick us out, you know, type shit. But so many people came here just to do their thing anyway, you know, walk, smoke, do their shit, that they ended up putting signs up and leaving it open and making it like an actual spot. So that's cool, making it an actual spot for community, making it accepted. But up here, something that I noticed, I got mad at it last time I came here. If you look over here, there's a shit ton of rocks, right? Well, back in the day, before they closed it off, they didn't have this trail over here where you could walk down. You had to walk down the rocks. So I was over here walking down the rocks and shit, and then I look to my left and I see somebody else walking down the trail. I said, when the fuck did that get there? I'd use that if I had that last time. They didn't used to have this. It used to be a bitch to get down there, but yeah, they done made the trail and everything, so that's pretty cool. Over here, you can see you got some homeless people living over there now.
Yeah.
You wanna get the tent. We're down here. This underneath the bridge is kind of what it looks like. We got the graffiti over here. You know, they do that little thing. Look. What are these people drinking? Is that Evan Williams?
Kentucky Deluxe.
Kentucky Deluxe.
Ooh,
we had a bunch of nice experiences out here. There's a little lake down there. We used to swim in that shit. I want to take you guys all the way down there, but with that puddle in my slides, I don't think I'm making it. So, you'll kind of get the gist. It's like a river. Y'all know what the fuck a river is.
We did the roll-up music video here.
Yeah, we did do the roll-up music video here. You'll notice
out over it.
here too. Another place we're gonna show you. We're gonna kind of head back to, you know, the middle of town and head more back to the business side of it, so we can go through town and show you another part of where we used to kind of hang out and kick it and, you know, smoke, do our little things. I got a couple stories at the next spot too. Stories that you won't expect. Nothing to do with like scandalous gang shit, like we're gonna get into some like some ghost stories, nigga, some scary shit. Some real shit. Y'all can believe what the fuck you want to, but I'm telling you. We'll get into that later.
If I die young, that's when you'll bury me. 10 toes, say 10 toes, that's why she married me. 6 friends, 6 feet deep, is where you'll carry me. 10 stacks, 10 bands each, just so you'll cherish me. 5 dudes on my arm, that's what I'm talking about. 4 pounds broke apart, I swear we blowing loud. 12 guns, 12 clips each, that's how I'm going out. 144 bullets will make me die young. All my verses hard, so hear me now and thank me later. Stacking verses step by step, I'm like an escalator. You hating on agnostic, sounds like you're an extra hater. I'll dig you up and leave the pile like an excavator. You talking like you really with it, nigga, show me then. Cause if I'm dying young, I guarantee I'm folding him.
We're not really gonna stop here and get out. It's more of a business district. You got the music store, the pawn shop. You know, we got the courthouse right up here coming up, the bike shop, bingo, coffee shops, you know, your standard business district, you know. So that's kind of where we're at, the movie theater over there, right in the corner, Golden Bell Cinema 6. Shout out to them, they got some pretty cool things going on.
10th Street, you see more like the McDonald's, the Walmarts, the Taco Bells, and here you see more like the lawn care pro service, Till and Associates lawyers and shit, like
yeah,
more the mom and pop shit. 10th
right.
Street's more the corporate shit.
Right, exactly.
The zoo up here.
Yeah,
really
we got the zoo right here.
Depressing zoo.
I haven't been in years. It was great when I was a kid, but just over the years,
the animals kept on dying and they wouldn't get new ones.
Yeah, it was just got worse over the years. Like they probably don't even. They would replace the animals that they had, like, but wouldn't get the new of the same ones either. So it's like kind of like, and the ones that they would replace would get worse. They'd replace it like a Black Panther with like a fucking parakeet. We got our little water park over here. They got a bucket on the top.
One time my cousin, him and his homie broke into that when it was closed. They figured out how to turn on the slides and shit and they were fucking around. And then they had to hide when the cops showed up.
Yeah, I broke into that too when I was skateboarding, and they actually, I have a couple stories there. You know the one about the cops showing up with the locker and shit. But I used to skateboard down the ramps and shit, cops showing up. Like, yeah, a lot of stuff at that park. Met a lot of my good friends there. Did a lot of buffoonery at that water park. It was fun.
Got a little baseball field every once in a while, just dot around, you'll see mostly baseball fields. There's only like 2 soccer fields, but
yeah, there's like 2 baseball fields in this one spot. There's one over there and one where I just showed you. Skate park, they're redoing it right now. As you can see, they're like gonna redo the concrete. Shitty concrete used to be so bad, but we grew up here, and I have a lot of stories at the skate park. For real. Bunch of fights happening there, drinking. My first time smoking weed was actually at the skate park.
Speaking about fights, the bench, not this one, but the next set of benches we're pulling up to, it's called Smoker's Bench, and it's where everyone would go and smoke cigarettes and fight after high school.
Yeah.
It was just across the street, so it wasn't on school property.
Yep, so there's a high school. Yeah, so they couldn't do anything about you smoking over here, and that's why people did it, you know, during lunch, after school, before school. All that shit. in between classes. They'd come out here and smoke a cigarette. After school, people would come out here and fight, you know. Which I've had one fight here, only one. I never really understood the concept of, like, doing a fight across the street from the high school. Because the one time I did fight at the high school, across the street from the high school, guess what happened?
Principal ran over.
The cops showed up.
Yeah.
So, like, never did it again. And the only time I did it there is because they were, like, talking hella shit, and I was like, alright, I'll beat your ass right here. I'll swing where the fuck I'm at type shit. So, that used to be dirt jumps. They cleared it out. It used to be for the BMX. They don't have it there no more. And I can almost tell you why. Every time you ride through those motherfuckers,
you're flat tire.
Yeah, stickers and that motherfucker like hella.
Like, I've only been there
that was
once.
Fun.
It was so fun, but literally, you'd have to buy new tubes every time.
Every time you go, you buy a new tire, new tubes. Like
you might as well just buy a new set and then go there and put
it got you
back on.
I ended up getting like tires, those tires that you couldn't air up, the non-air ones, so they never go flat. I ended up getting those motherfuckers because I would ride there all the time. I used to ride my bike there. I used to try to get the highest airs because those jumps were dope. BMX there was way better than the skate park, I think. Those jumps, you could get it.
Level 1, I was a rookie, I was new to this shit. But I just knew with all this money, I'd be true to this shit. 13 years old, all clueless and shit. And fuck the murder, I want all the blue hundreds on crib. And it was easy cause the homies done got me the plug. Introduced me to the game like, hey cuz what's up? I flipped my first one, all the gangsters showed me nothing but love. I got another double back, I think I'm
Alright, so we're here at the
up.
4-H
Now level
trails.
2, it's
We
where it
recorded the
gets
safety
just a
tones
little more
video here. We had a bunch of experiences here. It's like a 3-mile long trail. We used to walk it. Smoke over here. Done acid here a couple times. They have a bunch of cool stuff. Abandoned playground. Fucking broken abandoned bridge type shits for bikes, hikers, all that stuff. Bunch of wildlife out here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool story is actually a little down the way this way. Honestly, if you're willing to walk that way, I can show them.
Yeah, it gotta be quick because it's about to rain.
Yeah, it's not too far. It's right at the beginning. It's not too far in there. But it's also wet down here and I'm in slides, so I don't know how far if we can even make it that far. But the story behind this is, I used to come out here with a homie back in the day. I was like 16. And we were into like ghost hunting, shit like that. We bought a spirit box, we got a Ouija board, we got all that shit. You know, spirit box, harmless. Ouija board, not so much. Well, we did the Ouija board down here, had a crazy experience, so we decided, hey, let's go camping out here. Well, we go camping out here. And it's all fun and dandy, thinking about doing the Ouija board again. Well, out here at night, I mean, looking around, I'm sure you could probably tell, not the most comfortable environment at night. It's pretty scary as shit. We camped over here somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in one of these openings. It looked exactly like this pretty much. I'm not gonna make us go too farther. It's not the exact spot. But we set our tent up in a spot that looked exactly like that. Well, it's crazy because it leads on. Okay, so that night long story short, we didn't stay the whole night. We'll put it that way. It's scary as shit. Shit happened. Well, a week later, we're hanging out with one of our friends. He's not all the way there in the head. He's got some mental issues, so if you believe in that fucking angels, demons, possession shit, you know people like that more susceptible for possessions and shit like that. So, we're out here smoking with him. We told him that we camped out here, but we didn't tell him the location of where we set up our tent. Well, we're out here smoking, walking, and all of a sudden he starts acting weird, laughing weird, talking weird, and starts sprinting down these trails. Well, We can't catch up to him, which is surprising because, you know, we're small and quick, me and my homie. And the other homie's kind of like bigger, you know, and not as fast. But we cannot catch up to this dude. And by the time we catch up to him, he's sitting right there, exactly where we sat the tent. We didn't tell him where the tent was, but guess what? The motherfuckers watching that we associated with through that board, oh, they were watching. They knew exactly where the fuck we stayed. So I believe that day, my homie got possessed, and that's where the fuck that. Like, cause that's crazy. The coincidence is crazy. So, we had a bunch of stories out here. Crazy ass. The story's pretty cool, pretty dope. Pretty dope spot. Playground, same thing. Haunted as fuck. You just get weird vibes in this place if you know what the fuck it is. Like, you'll get weird vibes and think nothing of it because it's almost normal. But when you know what the fuck goes on and if you believe in that shit and you hear these stories, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. It's a pretty dope spot though. Good childhood memories. It's just not the same after I did all that shit. Didn't come here as much. But, I mean, this place used to be a lake before it was a trail. And that's how a bunch of the people here died and why it's so infested with like other energies and shit, because like I said, a lake was here, people died at the lake, all that shit. So it's kind of, they turned it into a trail and it's been like that for years. So that's it for this video, y'all. We're gonna show you a couple more spots, but we're running out of time. Camera's dying. Looks like it's about to rain, getting pretty dark. So we're gonna make a part 2 to this video. If you guys like this one, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, do all the above. You know, do your standard. We need the support. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and until the next one, y'all have a good one. Love, ATF Records.
When I'm wrong, I take your head off for questioning me. I do not answer my phone, cause none of you bitches got nothing for me. But your bitch, she give me dome, I bust a line out and she do it for free. I did this all on my own, I had to go grinding and turn to a beast. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I take your head off for questioning me. I do not answer my phone, cause none of you bitches got nothing for me. But your bitch, she give me dome, I bust a line out and she do it for free. I did this all on my own, I had to go grinding and turn to a beast.